Do you have a hard time requiring what you need? For the longest time, I struggled to require the things that I needed, whether it was I need to be paid this amount of money, I need this benefit, I need help with something, I need somebody to treat me this way. I had a really hard time demanding that and requiring that of the people around me. It wasn't necessarily because, I believed I shouldn't need it or I believed I wasn't worthy of it. It wasn't that at all. I knew full well I am worthy of what I need. I knew full well that it was okay that I needed it. I knew that it was okay that I had needs. But I struggled with this idea that if I required something in particular, if I required something higher than what was being offered, that the offering would just slip away, that it would slip between my fingers, that what I required would be too much, that nobody would be willing to meet my need. Nobody would be willing to meet my demands. And this could be in any area in your life, but I'll take as an example to be a job. Okay, let's say that you have this job offer. You know, this is your dream job. This is the job that it's like, you know what, this is like absolutely precisely what I want to be doing. This is exactly where I want to be in my life. But they aren't offering you enough money. They don't give you enough benefits. All these different things. There's a lot of things that just don't meet what you need. Not even what you want, but what you need. Perhaps you have a standard of living that it's like, yeah, like I need this. I have bills to pay. Perhaps you have children. Perhaps you have, student debt. I know that's it for me. I have a massive student loan that I am trying to pay off. And so when you get this offer that it's less than what you require, it's less than what you need, you find yourself saying, yeah, that's plenty, because you don't want this dream job to slip between your fingers. You don't want this dream position, this dream situation to slip between your fingers. And this could be for anything, right? This could be, your dream man, your dream woman, your dream house, your dream, whatever it is. It's your dream, what you think is your dream, and it's not offering you enough. It is not meeting your need. And you are afraid to say, no, this is what I need. And I found myself doing that in all areas of my life. Right? Whether it was on this YouTube channel, if a brand wanted to work with me, I would accept things that they weren't paying me for. I would say, oh yeah, I'll do all this stuff, even though you're not paying me, because I really want to get on your radar, or it's just an opportunity and I don't want it to slip through my fingers, and all of this stuff. So worried that something is going to slip through my fingers. And like I said, on the surface, it wasn't because, I didn't think I was worthy of it. Because in my mind, I thought, yes, I have the experience. I have the skill set. I have the mind. I have all the things. But there's just something in you that believes that you cannot make your demand. And I think that this goes back to the video I posted recently about having this hesitancy to ask for help. I think it goes right back to that, where you are worried that if you make a demand, big or small, if you make any demand at all, you are worried that the moment you make the demand, people are going to pull away. People are going to pull out. People are going to reject you. People are going to say, okay, no, but that's not okay. I'm not going to give you what you need, so I'm out of here. We have this fear that if we maintain our integrity to self, that people are not going to go along with it, that people are going to not say know that's not okay with me, they're not going to be willing to negotiate, that they're just going to back out altogether. They're just going to say, screw this, you're asking too much, we're just not going to help you at all. We're not going to meet your need at all. We're not going to, right? We're not going to meet your demands. And I realized that I really had this issue in a lot of areas in my life where, I'd be treated a certain way, or I'd be in certain situations, and instead of saying, I refuse to be treated this way anymore, I would just go along with it. I would just go along. I wouldn't want to rock the boat. I wouldn't want to, cause trouble. I didn't want to be a pain in the neck. I didn't want to be, right? I thought that if I was flexible, if I just accepted whatever I was given by anybody, if I just accepted it, that I would be noticed, that my flexibility, that my willingness to, negotiate other people's situations and other people's happenings, if I just remained flexible, that it would be noticed, and then I would earn people's respect, and in turn, I would make more money, I'd be more successful, I'd be given a, right, whatever it is, I'd be upgraded in some fashion if I just stayed flexible. If I just said, you know what, I'm always good, I'm always okay, I'm always fine, whatever you need, I got it, right? If I'm constantly meeting the needs of other people, then that would be noticed and rewarded. And what I realized was that I've been doing that for 4 years, more than 4 years, where I just lay down. I just lay down and I let people walk on me because I'm trying to earn what I need, right? I'm trying to see how deserving I am of what I need in my life. You see how deserving I am of my bare necessity needs? I was hoping that people would notice. But here's the deal. When you don't demand what you need, when you only require the bare minimum, when you only require what people will easily give to you, when you don't require what you need, that's what people notice. People do not notice and reward your flexibility. People notice the fact that, oh, well, she'll just do whatever. So, I don't got to worry about her. I don't have to worry about her. I don't have to think about her. I don't need to, right? I don't need to work with her. She's fine. She's content right where she's at. And I'm not saying that it's not good to be content, that it's not good to be grateful, that it's not good to be flexible and be easy to work with. I'm not saying that that is not valuable, because it is. What I'm saying is that when you are those things, but you fail to require what you need, when you fail to demand what you need, you are never going to move forward. I realized that I have not been demanding what I needed ever since I graduated college. That I have just been stuck in this rut of, I have to do my time. I have to, right? I have to serve my time. I have to have tenure. I have to have this. I have to, right? Just stuck in this rhythm of trying to prove myself in the world and striving and, right, earning it. Stuck in earning it, but never actually earning it. Never actually requiring recognition. Never actually requiring respect. Demanding respect. I don't really think that there's any trick to saying, you know what, no, I'm going to actually demand what I need now. I think you just need to start demanding it. And I think that there's always going to be a very gracious, a very tasteful way to do that. I think that there's always going to be a very professional way to do that. I think that there's always going to be a way to do it where you are not hurting other people, where you are not disrespecting other people, but that you are saying, yeah, this is just what I require. This is just what I require. But I think that the key is that you do not become so attached to the thing that you are being offered, to the thing that you are making demands of. Let's go back to that dream job. It is the definition of what you want, right? It looks exactly how you think you want your life to look, but it's not giving you enough. It's not giving you enough to serve your basic needs. The key is to not be so attached to that job, to not be so attached to that relationship, to not be so attached to that house, to that situation, to that whatever, to not be so attached. Because when you become attached, when you become so hooked onto it, when you become so like, oh, I don't want to mess with this, when you become so attached and so desperate about this one situation, you are unable to have your needs met. When you are so attached to the idea of something that you aren't willing to rock the boat, you won't have your needs met. I think that this really goes back to a lot of the different things that they talk about when people discuss like law of attraction or manifestation or, anything like that. Any kind of mindset or mental health or anything that you hear about the fact that desperation holds you back. Desperation, this clawing, like, must have this particular thing, that attitude only holds you back. And the same idea is true when you are talking about making a demand, needing and demanding what you require. When you have these requirements, right? You have that salary amount that you need to make in a year. You have that treatment that you want people to treat you with in a relationship. You have it. You know precisely what you need. I know what I need. Like, there's like a number in my head that it's like, I need that. I need that in order to move forward with my life. That's what I need. That's what I need. But when I become so attached to this one thing, right? I just zero in on this. This is what I'm going to do. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm not doing anything else, right? I will do that no matter what, even if it's not meeting my needs. And what that does is, like I said, it puts you into this cycle of not getting your needs met simply because you are so attached, you are so desperate, and you are so hooked and latched on and zeroed in on one thing, on this one idea, this one vision, this very particular, specific vision that you have for your life and for your situation. And what I have found is that when you detach from it, when you say, you know what, I need to let life lead me where I need to go, I know what I need. That's all I have. I know what I need. This is what I need. I need to be somewhat fond of what I'm doing with my time and in my job, and I need this amount of money. I need to be treated this way in this relationship, and I need to like the person. I need, right? You know what you need, and you know how you want it to feel. Don't get attached to precisely what it looks like, precisely what it is. Don't be so attached to that. Open up. Release this attachment to what you think something needs to look like. Because the moment you release attachment from it, then suddenly you are saying, you're willing to meet that demand, right? The moment you say, okay, I'm not obsessed with that particular job position. I'm not obsessed with this or that. The moment you think that, the moment you say, okay, this is what I'm worth, this is what I need, I'm going to make the demand. And if they say no, they say no. Their loss. The moment you stop putting the job, putting the relationship, putting the whatever on the pedestal, the moment you stop doing that is the moment that you start realizing that I have value too. And they should be wanting me. I shouldn't be the only one like begging for them to accept me. I shouldn't be the only one who's desperate for this or that position or this or that whatever. You know what you need. And when you know what you need, you open up to an endless amount of possibilities, and the thing that is right for you will materialize. When you open up, when you release your attachment, when you release your focus on one specific thing, when you release that attachment, then you are willing to start throwing your seed in a lot of different directions. Start saying, you know what, I will, put in applications here. I'm willing to go and talk to these people here. I'm willing to do this kind of stuff. I'm willing to try this. I'm willing to learn how to do that, right? The moment you release your attachment on something is the moment that you open up to an endless amount of opportunities that you didn't think of before that are going to give you what you need. But you have to release that attachment. And the moment you release that attachment is the moment that you become willing to say, that's what I need. And if you can't meet that demand, if you make your demand and the other person is not willing to meet it, then you know your value enough to say, okay, fine. If you're not willing to meet that demand, then I'm not joining you. I'm not going to accept whatever it is you have to offer. The moment you make your demand and know your worth and know your value and become detached from the singular idea of something is the moment that you regain power and you become willing to step outside of your comfort zone, to try new things. And that is the moment that your world really opens up. I hope that makes sense to you. That is something that I have really been personally dealing with in my own life, is this whole idea of, okay, Ellison, you know what you need and your needs are not being met. How are we going to change this? And I think that for most of us, we reach a point where we're exhausted. We're exhausted of not having what we need. And we're exhausted of not being noticed. And we're exhausted we're exhausted by this constant being undercut, being underappreciated or unappreciated altogether. We get tired of it. We're exhausted by it. And you start to feel a little bit mistreated. The moment you hit that point, I think a lot of us hit that point at some point in time in our lives. The moment you get there, though, is the moment you say, enough is enough. Enough is enough. This is what I am going to demand now. This is my life. I have power over my life. I am deserving of what I need. If people don't want to meet my basic need, if people don't want to meet my demand, then again, that is their loss. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that this video is what you needed and that you will take it with you on whatever it is that you are encountering in your life and wherever you are needing to make your demands and demand what you need. I hope that this video is helpful for you to do that. Again, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below in order to stay in the loop with my future uploads. I love you oh so very much, and until we meet again, so long.